Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to the Think Big and Be Inspired show. Please tell us where you're tuning in from. And today we have a very special guest. He's a master in sales and with long experience. He worked as a managing director for different companies. Also, he has a beautiful journey on LinkedIn. He will tell us about it. That took him very fast to like crossing 20,000 LinkedIn followers.
Some of the fantastic guests you've had, and I really appreciate being here. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope everything is well at your end and everything's well in England.
Yes, it is. Thank you. Yes.
Great to have you, Peter. To start, tell us about your journey. I know you are an expert in sales, and tell us about also the struggles that you went through. I know you went almost bankrupt, then you moved to being a managing director, which is a big change. So tell us about this specifically about this era of your life.
Sure. So I had my own business. I had two retail shops selling prams and nursery goods. And it was a terrible time where the internet was almost putting us out of business, and it was a real struggle. And my father died, and the combination of a range of factors.
Struggles. Yeah,
it sort of hit me hard, and we went out of business, and I had to. It was very difficult because obviously I was quite upset and distressed, and I needed a job and couldn't find a job at the time. So I took a job as a sort of trainee salesperson in a sales company selling phone systems, and that was for like literally 20% of what I've been earning for the previous 10 years almost.
Wow.
And then I just became an absolute student of sales, and interviewing and doing meetings and closing and different techniques in sales, and I became a real student of sales and began to love it. And
yes.
as I began to love it, I became more credible. My sales took off. To start with, I was totally rubbish. I couldn't sell anything. And as I learned and was a student, I became more skilled. I became a sales manager. I became a general manager for a big security firm. I became a director. I did training, and eventually, as you said, Ahmed, I became the managing director of a £20 million business in the UK in parking, and I've done that for the last 6 years until September of 2020. So yeah.
That's a great journey, of course, and I think it's a big learning for anybody who's watching. Also, that you never give up, even if you start again, and you started with 20% of what you were earning, but you take it hard, and you were stubborn, and you went for it till you became a managing director from junior sales. And I don't think you had the experience, so you had to throw your ego away and start again and build it up again. That's really a great journey.
Yeah, thanks. And it is about that, like putting ego to the side and just focusing on what you want and really going for it. And like you say, not giving up, but not being stupid about that. I mean, sometimes things aren't right. You shouldn't do things if they're not right. But if it's right and it is, you've got to keep going until you get where you want to get. And I really believe in that.
True. Shazama Kurat here is joining us, and she's saying great journey. I totally agree with her. Thank you.
Thank you, Shazama. That's lovely.
Carla Wolf also totally admire people who love and master sales skills. Great to hear your testimony, Pete. Thank you, Carla, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
So we reached COVID. Tell me what happened when COVID strikes and you lost your job, and obviously you made a lot of effort to reach being a managing director. Yeah. And I think this was turning point, also another turning point in your life, from despair and to believing and achieving. Tell me what happened and how did you take it and how did you transform yourself again?
Yeah, well, 6 years I'd been the managing director of this great company, and after 6 years, you've got lots of people who rely on you, and we'd smashed targets every year. It had been very successful, but there was a a political situation, and we parted ways. The company and I parted ways, and it was all amicable. But in truth, it was very difficult. You know, I didn't want to leave. You know, it was agreed, but I didn't want to go. And you know, it felt like a bereavement. It felt like I'd lost part of my heart, and
Yes.
I felt very down, and I was, you know, lost. I was very lost. I felt, and I'm sure a lot of people, you know, losing their job in COVID. It's awful, you know,
True.
and it hits you very hard.
Yes.
So I licked my wounds. I felt terrible for a while, and then I started looking for a job. I applied for probably 100+ jobs, and you know, I experienced firsthand the, you know, this thing they call ghosting, you know, where you apply for all these jobs. I'm putting myself out there. I'm applying and writing, and you know, people saying, you know, it's brilliant. You know, you're a really good candidate, and we'll get back to you. And then
nothing happens. Yeah.
And it's demoralizing. It's really hard to take. And you know what? I was sort of doing a little bit on LinkedIn, and I just decided that was it. I'm not going to apply for another job.
True.
And I'm going to go onto LinkedIn, and I'm going to start engaging and doing this stuff. But you know, that, Ahmed, like you know, I'm sure you like me, when we first started, I was terrified to do a post. I was terrified to, you know, do a video. You know, would people think me, you know, too brash? Would they, you know, say I was being rude? You know, I don't know. It was just massively hard to get over that fear of actually getting online and putting yourself out there. So eventually I sort of stole myself. I was like, I'm going to do it. And I started making my own little videos, and just
I've seen that. This was the first time I see you like doing videos, and even when you're going to an interview or something like that, I've seen some of the videos. That was a great start. Yeah, it will. Shazama here is saying she's in the same situation and would never give up until I get my job back again. Shazama, yes, this is the spirit that we are looking for, and you are going to get it as long as you have this spirit. It will just take some time, and you never know when the right time will come. And just keep going, keep fighting, and be bold about it. Yes.
I agree.
Yeah. Kamal Al-Rasi is saying about ghosting. This is when HR folks don't follow up, not brave enough, or too busy. Yeah, Kamal. Yes, it's an issue, of course, but we have to keep going. We try maybe different approaches. Just not knock on the door. Just try to attract them by posting, by engaging, like different way to be a magnet to opportunities instead of pushing your own CV. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shazama. Pleasure. Yeah, so let's go to your journey from 2000 to 20,000. First of all, how long did it take you, and what's your secret recipe to success in that? And are you active only on LinkedIn or any other social media? Tell us about that.
So we should just touch upon it. So, you know, when I started getting onto LinkedIn, I was not applying for any jobs, but what was amazing was that jobs started coming to me. Yeah. Recruiters started ringing me up and saying, "We've seen your videos. We like it. We think we've got jobs for you." And eventually, I got offered a job by a multi-millionaire in India who lived in the UK. I got the job, vice president of sales and marketing for a £15 million company. It actually, you know, and they were coming to me. It actually that job didn't work out, but that was almost a transformational moment for me, realizing that perhaps there was something else. As you said, Ahmed, sometimes things happen for a reason, don't they? And you just think to yourself, I think there's something different for me now. And as you said, you know, my following in October, I had 2,000 followers on LinkedIn. And I think I'm up to 21,500 followers now.
Yeah, that's like in 5 6 months. I think that's a great rate, and
Yeah,
because people, I think, feel that you're doing effort, you're authentic, you shared your story, you shared all your struggles, and it's all about emotions. And you're posting, I think, almost daily. I was following you, so
yeah,
and giving values and knowledge to people, and this is what people are looking for. But we did not know that, as you said before. We were still thinking that this is just. Push your CV to this one, or push your CV to HR or to recruiters. As you said, there was fear to show up and post, but it's great. It feels great when you overcome this, even if you're in a situation like you or someone else or something is still searching, but you feel different. I think you feel different than other time when you lost your job during COVID. What do you think about that, and what you
totally.
said to people? Yeah,
Totally
right.
agree, Ahmed. It was so that when I started posting, I literally, and I did my first video. I remember it very well. It was a book review of Viktor Frankl's book, and I
Yeah,
think I got 3 likes and 1 comment. And
yeah,
so, like from going from the position where you're terrified people are going to be horrible to you, but you're terrified
yeah,
people are going to say you've got, how dare you have an opinion, and then
yes,
what's actually probably almost worse is when nobody actually cares at all. There's
yes. When
no
you feel that
views,
the
no
post is
comment.
ghosted.
Yeah. So, and that was, that happened for, but I realized then that it's about consistency. So I
Yes,
started posting regularly and I started interacting. And when people had the courtesy to say something about my post, I went back to every comment and commented on
yes,
their comment, and then looked at their profiles and asked them to connect. And it just grows. It's a lovely sort of mutual community of reciprocation where, for instance, we met through LinkedIn, and I liked what you were doing. I followed what you were doing, and I watched every day, and I put on a bookmark, Ahmed, and so I looked
yeah,
to see what you've done, and and then I comment, and then eventually you comment on mine, and this is
exactly. Yeah,
it. I liken it to, like in before lockdown, in a party, you go to a party and you don't know people in the party, and there's groups of people standing around, and you walk up to the groups of people. You don't just stand in the group of people and say nothing. You say hello, hi, I'm Pete, and I get into a conversation. And it's the same on LinkedIn. You can't just
yes,
go onto you don't go onto a conversation and just watch. Put a comment and get involved, and and then the I did it for a reason, to try and get a job, but
yeah.
the amount of pleasure and
Satisfaction and yeah,
it's
yeah.
amazing. Those feelings when people, I did, as you said, Ahmed, I did a post which got like 250,000 views about my
Wow,
journey.
wow, that's
And
amazing. Yeah,
I was stood in my kitchen reading the comments, yeah,
yeah.
and I literally cried because of the
Yes,
beautiful comments that were coming
yes,
from the community.
because you really feel that you touch lives, and you feel that people resonate with what you're saying, and people are really affected and
Yeah,
about that. And some people really want to hear that, want to hear your story, and are affected by their story. And maybe some people are passing through the same story of yours, so they want
yeah,
to hear that. So you're right, it's really emotional.
yeah, yeah, and I it's helped me, because I think before LinkedIn, I was not particularly open with my emotions, but
Yes,
LinkedIn has almost been a cathartic, like a place where I finally decided to share, because I felt like it was helping people to express and not hide, because it's very much with men, particularly. I know myself, it's like, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. Fine,
but you're not. Yeah.
but you're
Yes,
not.
yes.
Exactly. And honesty is a great thing, and if it helps somebody else, I'm all for it.
True, of course, it's amazing to feel that you're touching other people's lives with your posts and with the knowledge that you're offering and all that, helping people. And it's amazing when you get message from people that your post helped me, whatever you're doing, it's helping me, it's giving me hope. It's a great feeling. I totally agree with you.
Yes, it's lovely.
Kamal Al-Rasi is saying, I like that approach, Pete. It's not pushing, not by force, so it's by attraction to your value-added content.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, Kamal. Totally. That's right. Carla Wolf is asking, isn't communication the most wondrous human tool? Whatever would we do without it? True, Carla. Yes.
Well said, Carla.
Well said. Really well said. Tell me about sports, and I know that you're a big sports advocate and you played squash, and I've seen your picture playing squash with this hard wooden rackets that had very small nets. I tried playing this. Really, it's very hard. I think the game really moved through technology and making the rackets bigger and lighter through titanium and all that. Tell me about your journey in these hard times and how you became like a champion, I know, and having good ranking. And of course, you must tell me about the story of meeting the guru of squash, one of my favorite players, Jahangir Khan. To all the audience, of course, Jahangir Khan stayed 5 to 6 years unbeaten in the game, which is like something impossible. So tell me about the story, Pete.
So when I was 10, 11 years old, I was a very fat child. I was very tall, but I was getting taller, but I was very fat and I wasn't sporty. You know, when you're very young, they make you run around the sports field. I was always the very last child. I couldn't run. I couldn't run more than sort of, 10 seconds and I had to stop. And then I found squash and I realized I had a bit of a skill with the racket. And my father, every morning before school, I would run to the squash club 2 miles, and then he'd train me for an hour, and then I'd run 2 miles back, and then at night. So every day I would do this. And so my progress, I became the Cheshire champion, which is a county in the UK, and I was number 2 in the county for the men's, even at 12 years old. And then I was number 8 in the UK under 16s, and I was. And one time I was at the World Championships and had the honor of carrying the bag for the great Jahangir Khan.
That must have been like a great feeling. You're meeting like the king of the game, right?
Absolutely, my hero, and these people were like magicians. And I was able to get where I got by absolute hard work, but the skill level I had was nowhere near good enough to be at the the very top level. But it shows you don't need to be you don't need to be the best. But if you want, you can get quite far with just massive effort, which is what I did. And in everything in my life, I don't think I've been talented at anything, but the effort I put in, I think, is always second to none,
Yeah, it's about action and continuous action and putting like 10x effort and all that. And you've been going like in the mornings and your father taking you in the mornings, and you moved from being like fat to skinny and going running and playing every day. So it's like the journey of LinkedIn. It's about consistency and trial and repetition is the mother of skill, like they all say. Yeah. Of course, we have here our great friend Nestle, one of the best people actually on LinkedIn. Our great inspirer here. Hi, Nestle, and thank you so much for joining us. Totally agree. It's a great story for Peter in sports and LinkedIn. Every story of Peter is great. So Sudarshan is asking a question. What were your feelings when you lost your job? Injustice, wronged, necessary, avoidable? Or was it a mix of all, or how did you overcome it?
Even that year in 2020, when I was the managing director, and my job was to make the company make profit, and I believe the company smashed its profit targets that year. So yes, all of those things, I feel it was political, and it certainly wasn't something I wanted. So yes, all of those feelings even though when things like that happen and you think you know the situation, it's still really
still hurts. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not easy, of course, if you are starting to like the job and doing well and smashing, like you said, the numbers. So you feel like, but these things, as we said, it happens, and you must be get over. It takes some time, even it takes you some time, but you must bounce back. And I think this is what you're doing every day, and this is great spirit, and this is what we need our audience to get to be positive about whatever happens, to be positive.
And I think, Ahmed, we briefly discussed, I think it's like, it does feel like if you know, going through hardship and difficult times is something that you will thank yourself for in the future. And when you're strong and go through it, you will look back and go, you know what? I benefited from that hardship, and now I can appreciate the good times more.
Exactly.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. I say from struggles we are reborn. Really, the harder it gets, then your calling is higher, and it will come. It will come for you. It will come for every people who's watching us, and all people. I've seen, of course, a lot of people lost their jobs and job seekers. I'm telling them, be strong, and things will get better, and things are already, I think, getting better by time.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, great. Yes. Tell me about your hashtag Kaboom. Where did you get this? Because for me, Kaboom I was a big fan of Atari games long time ago, and there was a game called Kaboom that I used to like. So is this related to it, or
no?
How did you get
this? It's you know what? If you were to describe the way you feel about great things, to me the sound is kaboom. And it's like the explosive collaboration towards success. It's you know what is everything good, you know, kindness, challenge, being happy, being in love, you know, it's all kaboom. And
like an explosion,
of goodness, you know, and I think, you know, it's about, you know, LinkedIn is about giving, not taking, and the more you give, it's incredible, the more you get back. And I think, you know, kaboom is everything good about an explosive combination of things coming together for massive success.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's catchy name. It's I like it really, and once I saw it, I just followed without thinking. And
yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Sudarshan, also Sudarshan Kumar. Thank you for joining us, and I hope we answered your question.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tell me about your plans now and the theme in 2021. What's on the table for you, and what are you thinking about?
So I love LinkedIn. I've realized that, you know, I've got a lot of leadership and management and sales experience, and I absolutely love LinkedIn. And to put that into context, I'm 53 years old, Ahmed, and before this situation, you know, social media was somewhat of a mystery to me. So it's just not the sweet spot for a guy my age, and, you know, as a managing director, a senior leader, to get involved in LinkedIn or social media. But it just shows you that if I can do it, you know what, anyone can do it.
You can do it.
So yeah, I'd love to continue to try and inspire and motivate people. That's what really makes me happy. As you said, Ahmed, when, you know, I think sometimes when you get a lot of comments, which I fortunately do now on my posts, you think when people write, they think they don't get seen, but I read every one, and it touches me deeply when people, you know, are affected in a positive way by what I say or what I do. And that's, I think, is the magic of life, is to try and help other people. And we talked, Ahmed, I think, you know, both you and I, we're not guys with huge egos. We're just trying to, you know, serve and help. And hopefully that, you know, karma being as it is, will come back and reward us.
Yeah, you're back. Yes. Yes, yeah, we have to believe this, and this happens really, and it happened to me before. It took a long time, but it happened to me, and I struck back. Also, I lost my job like 3 4 years, and it took me like a year of hustling here and there, and I lost hope for some time. Then suddenly something big again came to me, and it was better than what I was working on. So
Brilliant.
yes, of course it happens. So for Carla also, she's saying she lost her job due to COVID. It's great to hear from her that she never felt lost or lonely due to acquiring a LinkedIn family. Yeah, that's all about it, Carla. It's about bonding with people and what are we doing and serving people, as Peter said. It's great, of course. Carla also is one of the great people here on LinkedIn.
So what I did, Ahmed, and this was because I was enjoying LinkedIn and the communication with different people. I started making a goal for myself to get one Zoom call with one of the people on LinkedIn every day.
Great.
And the amount of interesting people and interesting stories and collaborations that have come from that is just incredible. You know, so I would advise somebody, you know, I took the next step. You know, I was engaging, posting, commenting, and then these people were such good people. I wanted to know more about them, so I was getting on a Zoom call, and now I've worked with you know, loads of people who I'd never have met before, and I've got business opportunities, I've got collaborative opportunities, and you know, like you, Ahmed, it grows, doesn't it, when you give.
Yes, that's a great point. Also, yeah, I do take care that I comment and follow the posts of everyone. But I like this. This is like the next step to also to do Zoom calls with most of your connections, or the ones that you feel that you can collaborate together. And every connection is valuable. So great strategy.
Yeah.
I will try that more. I do it on Zoom calls and live, but maybe I will do that more. Thank you for this point, Pete.
Pleasure. It's fun as well.
Yes. Carla's saying, kudos to you, Pete. Many people with 1,000 followers rarely respond to posting comments.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. Yeah, I think it's about connecting with people. Maybe some people, when they get a lot of followers or something, they miss that. But it's all about at the end. It's all about credibility. And if you don't like give back to people, people will not. I think will stop commenting or stop following you.
Yeah. And I think I do think there must be, you know, I feel a little bit for somebody of Nestle's ilk who has, you know, 1.5, you know, millions of followers and the comments, you know, but I literally comment back on every single comment.
But Nestle is one of a kind. Like I when I got Nestle here, it's unbelievable. She like put more 2 or 3 comments or something on my post. So I tell her, Nestle, how do you get this time? She told me sometimes I'm blocked from the number of comments that I give back to people, and she's amazing. Yeah, I totally agree.
And it's so inspiring, you know. Like what I want to do is, you know, like it's a question of my things I love are sort of management, leadership, sales, motivation, but also, you know, I really do believe in, and LinkedIn has helped me with this, I do believe in kindness. You know, I really do. And it's one of those soft things that you people sort of laugh at, but you know what, being kind and being helpful and helping people and being polite is something in life that I genuinely think will take you a long way.
Exactly.
So it shouldn't be ignored. And I think some people, you know, with big egos, you know, they're the people who, you know, perhaps aren't polite and perhaps aren't helpful. And, you know, I just don't see there's a place for that. You can you can be successful and still be nice. And that's good, I think.
Exactly. Kindness always wins. And you must mix between both, have empathy, especially for these times of COVID and people are having a lot of trouble, lost their jobs. So try to help people as much as you can. Pragmatas here is saying, very well said, we need to enhance the professional sharings, keep learning and adding values. Thank you, Prag. That's
Prag.
true.
That's great.
Our friend here, Nestle, that's so very kind of you, Ahmed. Nestle, you are the kindest here, for
Yeah.
sure. Shazama is saying, yeah, so true, linked in a family where you get a lot of support, inspiration, and help. I totally agree with her.
Yeah, me too. It's beautiful.
Yes, Nestle, you're right. Also, kindness and empathy, so important keys we have to develop on LinkedIn and our lives. That's totally true.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carla also is agreeing with us. Kindness, 100% endemic to the development of human brain. Yeah, and Carla, of course, she has a lot to talk about human brain, and she's like specialized in that and wrote books in that. She's very interesting. I advise you to connect with Carla, Peter.
Yes, I will. I will.
Yeah, yeah. Kamal is saying, I like what Peter said. Keep giving good content, and you'll get it back. Almost always, the universe will give it back, maybe tenfold.
Yeah, it's interesting. What my strategy when I was not getting much connection, not getting much engagement, I would do a post and I would get, let's say 5 comments, but then I would just all of the comments I would go to the page of those people who commented and look at what they'd done and comment on their stuff, and all of a sudden, it just grows, so 5 people, now if a new person comments on my stuff, I often will just like pick them out and go to their profile, look at their posts and comment on their posts and just say, brilliant. It's great to see people getting involved and it's really appreciated, I think. So
yeah, it's great to see more and more people coming and a lot of people engaging, because as you know, only 1 or 2% people are engaging. So as you see,
incredible.
This is growing, and because we are in a community of 760 million plus or something, so it's incredible to see more and more people coming in.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yes. Eric Pinto from Mumbai, India, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. Shazama, Peter would get back to whenever need support in sales to crack the deals. Would appreciate your help. I am into logistics sales. So here you have someone who needs your advice, Pete.
Thanks. I love sales. It's like a second home to me, and so yeah. And I think the thing I learned about sales was that, the minute I started believing in the things I was selling, the minute it wasn't sales anymore, it was just a question of helping people do the right thing.
Yes, I think it's all about passion, sales, and when you feel passionate about the product, understand all about it, people will you will develop trust with people, and people will start. Once you have trust in sales, I think that's the key thing. Trust to the customers; they will come back to you again and again and again.
Yes, I totally agree.
Yes. Eric Pinto's saying, do you have good thinking that you get tenfold or 100-fold? Yes, Eric.
Yes.
Nestle, our network is our net worth. Totally agree with you. Yes. Pragmata here is saying, as certified coach at Walmart, I have started providing support to a lot of young professionals with my piece of advice, crafting their professional journey. This through LinkedIn, I'm inspired with your sharings, and I feel even adding more. Thank you, Pragmata, of course, and it's great what you're doing, sharing your knowledge with young professionals.
Thank you, Prag.
Shazam, I totally agree with you. Sales is winning trust. Truly, true, right. Abdul, thanks for joining us, Abdul Mazid. So, final words for you, Pete, to you for all the people who are joining us and all the people on LinkedIn. Something to spread positivity to people. What would you say?
Okay, so I would say that this is not, this is about a journey, and I look up to many people on LinkedIn, Nestle being one of the main ones, who has been on a journey a lot longer than I have. And in my short time, in 6 months, the traction I've gained by being consistent and continuing to engage has been pretty spectacular. I'm getting about 200 new followers a day now, which is,
Wow.
you know, and that I am not special. Anyone can do what I do. I really believe that. So, and it's such good fun. So I would advise and implore anybody to just believe that they can do it, because I promise you, you can, and you will love it. So go for it.
Exactly, go for it and be bold. And it's great, of course, to meet new people like you're saying, and connecting with people. Not even just with commenting. This was through Zoom calls, like you're doing, when you see that you are both in having the same interests and all that. That's amazing. Nestle is saying trust is so important to build powerful customer relations in sales and every areas. That's really true. That's really true.
Very true. Very true.
Kamal, thank you so much for joining us. So saying thank you to me and to you, Pete. Thank you so much. Totally, of course, Kamal will be connecting with you.
He looks like my brother. He looks like my brother, Ahmed.
Really? That's great. That's great.
Yeah, thank you, Kamal.
Thank you, Nesli. Go for it and believe in you, Peter and Ahmed. Nesli, we are I can say my mentor, one of my mentors here, really.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nesli. Peter, thank you so much. We can go forever, and I'm so happy that you came today and shared with us your amazing, inspiring story.
Oh, I hope Ahmed, sorry to interrupt you. Can I just ask you, what's your goal for 2021?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, I believe in 2021 it would be better than 2020. I'm optimistic. I'm just going for it, having a lot of projects going through, teaching people, sharing knowledge with people, continuing this show, meeting with a lot of inspiring people like you, like Nestle, like others. And I believe through doing that, I'm adding value and knowledge to a lot of people, helping a lot of people. Of course, I'm still giving endlessly, and I will stay being active here on LinkedIn. So my goal is to grow my network more and more, and collaborate with people more and more. And this will, by being active, it will bring me a lot of opportunities. And who knows what will happen? I'm optimistic, and I'm sure 2021 will be better for all of us, better than 2020.
I totally agree, and you will. It will happen. It's already happening. You can see it.
Yes, true. Thank you, Shazama. She's thanking us again, Shazama and Nestle. Yes, always. Yes. Thank you, Kamal. Great goal. Thank you, Kamal. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you so much, Peter, for joining us today, and I hope it brought a lot of values to people, sharing your amazing story and how you moved from struggles to going back to things, great things, and we wish you all the best in 2021. And as Nestle saying, to close the show, let's make it happen, everybody.
Thank you so much, Ahmed.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you to everyone who joined us. See you soon. Thank you, Peter. Take care. Thank you.